What it do, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy working on being more consistent, aka my name is Jigs, and welcome to another video. Thank you for clicking onto this video. Please check out the channel if you'd like. And if not, you know the deal, man. It's your life. Go live it. Alright? But let's continue. Let's go on, man. Like I said, I'm still working on being more consistent. As you can tell, we're in a little different area as before. We're at a different location, different lifetime. It's pretty chill. I like it. I enjoy it. I've been coming here pretty often now. Been laxed on the other videos of hitting every single lifetime. Just been more focused on, I guess, my fitness lifestyle right now. And I'm 5 weeks out. No, 6 weeks out. My fault. 6 weeks out till I want to be, my goal of being as lean as possible or shredded at least, for a festival that I'm going to. And I think I talked about it last video, but Infrasound, that's the first one. And then we're going to hit hopefully Force Fields. That's the one in Wisconsin, I think. I'm looking for a GA Plus ticket, so I have to scavenge the interwebs for that. And then we got Breakaway after that. And then anything after that, we can worry about that later. But those are the main 2 to 3 that we're gonna work on and focus on and look forward towards. So I'm excited for that. Don't know if anyone out there that watches this will be there, but hey, we'll see what's up, right? Uh, yeah, you know what, man? Let's see. The week. It's pretty good. It was chill. I wasn't, went to work, went to school, and still working out. And yeah, met up with a buddy, worked out with him. Went to a show last night. Today's Saturday when I'm recording this. Don't know when I'll post this, but and then I'll go out tonight again. It's drum and bass, so I'm excited for that. It's one of my favorite genres, by the way. I think, in my opinion, for me, right, it's drum and bass and techno are like hand in hand. I'll be honest with you. And then it's just everything else. Everything else. Why? Because I can enjoy it, right? I don't know. I don't really like care for like what is better or not. I just enjoy it. I'm there in the moment, dancing no matter what. And it's still fun to me, man. I love the people. I love the vibes. And yeah, man, the music sure is like an add-on, but it's more like about the people and the environment and the vibes that everyone gives, man. So, really really excited to just like, man. But yeah, man. Let's see. Let's continue. Let's see what's today's topic of the video. I had a couple ideas. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I wanted to talk about acceptance. Wanted to talk about be vulnerable in the sense of like who I am, or spiel on some other shit. Cause that's kind of what my videos are and what this channel is really. It's just me being here and spieling whatever comes to mind, right? I try not to. Well, I guess I don't want to put like so much effort in trying to be a performative individual, right? I want to be authentic and show up authentically, right? So that you, as the viewer, or even myself, when I look back at these videos in the future, I can be like, you know what? I have an idea of where I was or who he is. It's not everything, but enough in these like 10, 15-minute videos, I have a general idea of what kind of person this guy is. I broke my water bottle, my shaker bottles that I typically use, for my pre-workout or just like my water bottle in general, right? I lose them all the time, and I had one that lasted me about a couple months now, and I was very excited. I had like high potential for that, and then I dropped it once, and it just fucking big old crack, and now I'm sad. So then I went to go get myself some vitamins, right? And when I went to the vitamin shop, they were like, "Hey, you qualified for a free water bottle." I was like, "Shit, I'll take it." Perfect timing. And then I put my sticker on it, as you guys can tell. I don't know if you can see it right there. Boom. Been talking to a couple people too about the brand. I'm trying to find that balance of like, I don't want to talk too much about it and, get so focused on talking about it that I'm not doing things, right? Finding that balance of like, okay, if we're gonna do something, we can talk about it, but let's do them both cohesive, right? Let's make sure we're doing it at the same time, because for a lot of people, I'll include myself in that, right? Is that like I can like talk about a lot of things, right? Whether that be like, oh, let's talk about love, let's talk about intimacy, let's talk about relationships, building a better future, right? Investing, working out, whatever it may be, right? We can talk about those things. I can talk about those things all day. But if I'm not doing the things, that's a whole different story, right? Talking about it and being about it or doing about it, two different things, right? That's why I have to do the things while also talking about it. If that makes any sense, right? I think about a relationship, okay? Let's use that as an example, right? Um, when you're into a relationship, right? You have to talk about things. You have to talk about boundaries. You have to talk about what works and what doesn't, right? But sometimes some people get caught up on like talking about the whole relationship itself, that you never end up doing any of those things, right? Or you never end up like doing the things because, well, how are we supposed to know what is right if we're not there yet, right? Another example, what about like fitness, right? You can talk to somebody or you can do all the research about fitness, right? And like, you know what? This is the amount of reps I got to do. This is the amount of rest I need to do. This is what I have to eat, right? And the workouts, correct? You can talk about all those things. But just because you know about those things, does that truly mean that you're going to be doing those things, right? Well, let me see it, right? Where's your tangible, where's the evidence to back that up, right? Um, you know, like what qualify? I don't know if qualification is the right word, or like if that is the right term to describe like what I'm trying to say, right? But there's a difference, Talk about someone that like just is doing fitness, right? Like they just work out, right? They're doing the action of being fit, but they don't talk about it. That's completely fine, right? Like they're just like, I don't fucking know what I do. I just go up, I show up, I do these things that works for me, and that's it, right? I don't care about RPE. I don't care about fucking my fitness, whatever, right? None of that matters. I just show up and I just do the thing. And talking about it is a whole different thing. So I hope that makes any fucking sense. And if not, that's fucking chill, dude. Excuse me. Oofda. Let's do this then. Let's see. Let's talk about acceptance, because I think let's switch gears real quick on acceptance, because I think for myself personally, I can accept a lot of things, right? There's a lot of people that can't accept things, okay? And what do I mean by that? Acceptance, right? Um, I don't know if like tolerance is the. No, that's something else. That's a whole different topic. My fault. Patience and tolerance, two separate things, I think. And that's a whole different video. Talking about acceptance, like accepting things as they are, accepting that what you can and cannot control, right? I know for myself, I can accept a lot of things, right? I can accept when I wake up in the morning that I have to go to work, right? I can accept that when I get paid, that there's going to be a certain dollar amount on that paycheck, right? I can accept me on my way to work, right? And it just starts downpouring, right? I can accept those things, right? Does that necessarily mean that I have to be happy about it or that I have to be sad about those things? No, those are feelings, right? Those are, I wouldn't say separate, but más o menos, just, somewhat, right? accepting things. You know, I can go work out today, right? And I can accept that the people there are probably gonna be assholes, right? I'm just like, you know what? That's fucking fine. Or the vibes are gonna be wrong, right? I can accept that, right? I can accept when, I'm talking to somebody and they don't want to talk to me, right? I can accept that. I cannot control that at all. As long as I show up myself and that I do the things that are necessary to regulate myself, that's all that I can do, right? And I think a lot of people find it difficult to accept things, right? And where I'm coming from, honestly, is relationships, right? I think a lot of things, relationships are important, right? That's something that I value. So I talk about those things a lot. But what I'm trying to say is acceptance and in relationships. A lot of people go into the mindset of like, I have to have a certain outcome come out of certain things, right? Which makes sense, right? I would assume, right, for myself that if I put in effort into this thing, and I put in time and energy, and so on and so forth, that I will expect a certain outcome to come from that, right? Just based off of past experiences, based off of what I've perceived in the world, right? That's completely valid and it makes sense, right? At least for me, it makes sense. What's difficult is that some people kind of have like this entitled mindset of like, well, if I do this, I deserve this, right? Because I gave my time, my effort, my energy, money, and so on and so forth into this thing. I am now deserving of or worth or entitled to this outcome, you know? And I'm not saying they're not wrong, right? It makes sense. It completely valid to think that, okay? But for some of those individuals, it's difficult to accept that just because you did all of that, you may not get it. There's a high likely chance that you are not going to get what you wanted out of putting this outcome, right? And can you accept that? Can you accept that you're going to put in effort, time, and energy and all into this thing that you like want, I guess, and then you may not get it, right? So I think something that a lot of people need to understand is that like you have to, I don't know, compartment car compartmentalize. Jeez, excuse me, compartmentalize like those like I don't know feelings and outcome and desire and reality, right? Four different things, but they all kind of like coexist. So accepting that, you know what, you're gonna do all of these things, and you may not get it, and you have to be okay with that. Can you be sad? Yes. Can you be mad? Sure. Can you feel whatever emotion that's gonna come up? 110%. Okay? That is valid. You just have to understand and accept. Okay? It's not letting go, right? Letting go is kind of similar. There are some similarities, right? But there's different. There's a difference. I can't think of it right now, but there's a difference, okay? What I'm trying to say is that you have to learn to accept that you're not always going to get what you want, no matter the amount of time, effort, energy, and money, and so on and so forth that you put in. you are probably not going to get that. And you have to accept whatever outcome, you know, by saying, you know what, it's okay. I'm okay. I can accept that I'm not going to get this. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to remember it. I'm going to perhaps relive it. And I am okay with the outcome, with whatever it may be. But yeah, little spiel. I gotta go work out. And I hope this video, there's like a couple twists into it, kind of like jumped around a little bit. But if you like it, thanks for watching. If not, that's cool too. I'm gonna go work out, and I think the next video is gonna talk about whatever, right? We'll see what happens. But till then, you guys have a great week, great year, great month, and deuces.